Welcome to the English news of Bình Phước radio, television station and newspaper. Now, the top stories for today. Bình Phước leaders hold regular meeting with citizens. Đồng Xoài City conducting project on education development. Ceremony marks the 45th anniversary of Vietnam's UN membership. Culinary delights, a lever for Bắc Hà tourism. The chairwoman of the Bình Phước Provincial People's Committee recently chaired a regular meeting with local residents.
Chairwoman Trần Tuệ Hiền and leaders of provincial departments and districts and towns welcomed 7 households from Đồng Xoài City, Phước Long Town, and Dong Phu and Bu Gia Map districts. The households lodged complaints about land disputes, compensation, and the issuance of license for landowners, among other matters. The provincial and district level leaders provided answers to their complaints. Those that could not be answered at that moment will be resolved shortly. Appreciating the results of the meeting, Mission asked relevant parties to continue focusing on answering complaints from local people and ensuring their interests.
The People's Committee of Đồng Xoài City in Bình Phước Province recently held a conference to discuss the implementation of a project on education development in the 2021-2030 period.
Under the project, the city will have at least half of state schools meeting education quality at level 3 and one satisfying international standards. To do so, the city plans to build 865 new classrooms and functional rooms. These include 385 classrooms, 45 administrative management rooms, 40 study supporting classrooms, and 90 multifunctional facilities, among others. Đồng Xoài also provide all schools from grade 1 to 9 with modern teaching equipment, in line with new guidelines from the Ministry of Education and Training. The total cost of the project is over 956 billion Vietnamese đồng, contributed by the state budget and society, including 345 billion Vietnamese đồng in the 2021 to 2025 period and 611 billion Vietnamese đồng in the 2026 to 2030 period.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are 204 small and medium-sized enterprises in Bu Gia Map district, mostly operating in the fields of agricultural production and processing and petroleum.
Local businesses have developed well over recent times, joining hands with authorities to grow the economy and contribute to the district becoming strong and prosperous. In the first 9 months of this year, Bu Gia Map's industrial production was estimated at 1,600 billion Vietnamese đồng, representing 59.2% of the whole year plan. Businesses have also focused on social activities, such as supporting efforts to build infrastructures for social welfare, offering preferential loans to help those developing production, and joining hands in building new-style rural areas. At the meeting, the district's People's Committee commended and presented rewards to 24 businesses that have actively contributed to local socio-economic development. Local authorities also heard the opinions of the businesses about the difficulties and obstacles they face.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc and United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres co-chaired a ceremony commemorating the 45th anniversary of Vietnam's membership in the UN, September 20, 1977 and 2022 in Hanoi.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres co-chaired the ceremony commemorating the 45th anniversary of Vietnam's membership at the UN in Hanoi on October 21st. Speaking at the event, President Phúc affirmed that becoming the 149th member of the UN started a new historical journey in Vietnam's national construction and defense. Vietnam has always been a friend and reliable and responsible partner of the international community, Phúc stressed. During the most difficult years, the UN was the only multilateral aid channel that have Vietnam rebuild a socio-economic infrastructure and stabilize people's lives, the president noted. Guterres, for his part, reviewed milestones in cooperation between the UN and Vietnam with important socio-economic achievements, including rapid economic growth and fulfillment of almost UN Millennium Development Goals. Such achievements are a strong testament to the resilience and hard work of the Vietnamese people to overcome difficulties and the policy of putting people at the center of development, he said. Guterres also expressed his wish to further strengthen the good relationship between the UN and Vietnam in the coming time.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ received United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres in Hanoi on October the 22nd.
At his meeting with the UN top official, Prime Minister Chính thanked the UN for always accompanying Vietnam. During the difficult time of the COVID-19, the support of the UN has helped Vietnam to soon overcome the pandemic, he stressed. Chính also shared difficulties and challenges in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals in Vietnam and expressed his wish to continue receiving support from the UN in order to realize the country's goal of becoming an industrial country with high income by 2045. Praising the role and voice of Vietnam in the international arena, Antonio Guterres said the UN fully supports the main pillars of Vietnam's national development path. He affirmed that the UN and he personally would continue to pay attention to and support Vietnam's development priorities and pledge to continue promoting the comprehensive development of the Vietnam-UN relations. On this occasion, the two sides share concerns about negative impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and challenges the world is facing. On the same day, at the meeting with the UN top official, National Assembly Chairman Vu Đình Huệ thanked the UN for providing Vietnam with nearly 62 million vaccine doses and medical equipment via COVAX facility. He said after the UN Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development was adopted, the Vietnamese National Assembly is one of the first lawmaking bodies globally to concretize and institutionalize our policy frameworks of sustainable development into the legal system. Guterres, for his part, hailed Vietnam as one of the dynamic and active members of the UN. Vietnam's dedication to the UN has contributed to bridging the gap between rich and poor countries, he noted. He wished that Vietnam and the UN would continue standing side by side together to create equality in economic development, prevent the gap between developed and developing countries from widening. On global issues of shared concern, both sides highlighted a need to maintain peace, stability, security, maritime, and aviation safety and freedom in the East Sea, while peacefully settling disputes in line with international law, especially the UN Laws 1982.
Vietnam has become the third largest supplier of coffee to the US over the first 8 months of 2022, reported the General Department of Customs.
Vietnam exported over 96,500 tons of coffee to the U.S. in 8 months, gaining nearly $230 million, up more than 5% and nearly 36% in terms of volume and value over the same period last year. Vietnam's coffee market share in the U.S. increased from 6.3% to 6.5%. During the January to September period, the nation earned more than $3 billion from exporting 1.34 million tons of coffee, of over 13% in volume and an increase of 37% in value against the same period last year. Vietnam's coffee has been shipped to more than 80 countries and territories, making the country the second biggest exporter in the world. Its major markets are Europe, the US, Russia, Japan, and the UK. In Europe, Vietnam is the second biggest coffee supplier with a market share of over 16% behind Brazil. At present, the nation is home to 97 coffee bean processing plants with an annual capacity of 1.5 million tons, 160 coffee roasting, 8 instant coffee, and 11 coffee blending facilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vietnam has the potential to become a world-leading IT hub for its quality universities, as well as young and well-trained workforce, said a recent article by the German-language business newspaper Handelsblatt.
The article emphasized that Vietnam has so far been successful in the hardware sector, as most of Samsung mobile phones and Apple's iPods and Bluetooth headsets are manufactured here. Meanwhile, many international corporations have established development centers or cooperated with IT service providers in Vietnam. The US-based management consulting firm A.T. Kearney regularly ranks the Southeast Asian country in the top 5 most attractive destinations for IT outsourcing services. The article added that one of the world's most important global software development centers is located in Ho Chi Minh City. Software developers in Vietnam are also rising to the top of the region. According to data from application data and analytics firm Data.ai, 7 of the 20 most frequently downloaded apps in Southeast Asia come from Vietnam.
Beyond its stunning views of white plum blossoms blanketing the area in the spring and paddy fields stretching out in vast swaths of yellow in the autumn, Bắc Hà Plateau in the northern mountainous province of Lao Cai also impresses visitors with its excellent cuisines, such as black sticky rice cake, pink noodles, and young sticky rice.
In the autumn, Bắc Hà Valley is immersed in the fragrant scent of rice, and at this time of year, the Thai ethnic minority people in Ta Chai, Na Hoi, and Ban Liên communes are rush off their feet making cơm, young sticky rice flakes. Lưu Thị Tui, a pioneer in developing cơm production in Na Lo village, Ta Chai commune, goes out to collect high-quality rice in preparation for filling a large number of orders for cơm. Bắc Hà cơm is made from glutinous rice grown in terrace rice fields in the Bắc Hà Valley, which boasts a temperate climate all year round. Products with food safety certification and clear origin have won the hearts of consumers far and wide. Phở Hồng, pink noodles, is the must-try dish for visitors to Bắc Hà Valley. The special pink rice is grown on local terrace rice fields as are famed mustard greens. Trần Thị Ving's shop in the Nam Cai residential area in Bắc Hà town has been welcoming dinners for more than 30 years, with her pho popular among many people.
That is all for today. Thank you for your watching. Goodbye and see you next time.